Hello. Just want to look into the word bacchanalia. I was just wondering how would you pronounce that in English?
Bacchanalia.
Bacchanalia. Wow. What is the last week of the year? The word is gratefulness, and it's a sequence between 2 months and 2 years. So the next one is talent. The word of next week to start the year. So I'm grateful for. I'm not really grateful. I'm not really. I am ungrateful. I'm ungrateful. So much negativity that. So in my part, I'm gonna need a lot of self-mental domination to not follow the news, the wars, and what these little politicians do to their people in war. The story has changed. So there are people in power who have the power to do what they may. I don't think people know what they're doing very well. It is a time to learn how to talk with each other, especially these countries that are Russian. And Ukrainian is Russian. They don't know how to talk. I have worked with people like that, and they have um, intrinsic compassion. uh, is non-transactionable. These people don't understand what is good for everyone. They have something that is simply nefarious because they don't know how to talk. I mean, to talk in the sense of talking beyond yourself, um, getting to overcome situations that are unbearable if you can prognostic, foretell the future, and have an overall of understandings for what is the reality of realities among realities beyond your own egocentric little mind wanna be a winner. And of course, these stories of democracy have to be shown in the process of democracy because Ukraine doesn't have that in their human behavior. So I'm not a teacher, and this is nothing that can be taught in a university because people in the university just go there and sit down and listen. So it's kind of like Russia also has to learn how to talk with each other as a society. I don't think China will get to that level because they are not in a war and they do not need to negotiate and talk about it. They are all in their own page and they do have their own deals with what they believe to do. Um, they have the right of their own freedom and creativity with people of this world. The thing is that uh, Chinese are just buying property and people. So they are not really relating with people of other cultures. They just are relating through industry. When I was selling buildings and hotels in Madrid and working with stock, translating simultaneously, and for the Ministry of Energy also in Madrid, I never made any money because there were times of crisis. So I just came from Canada between problems, problems between problems. So I would have to work until I would sell a building, an hotel. And with the use of my connection was not good enough because Spain started to feel very strong. So I had to say I'm not selling any building to wash money. So I was like, how much you got that is not to wash money? How many clients? Because we were a team, lawyer and buffet of lawyers and accountants, and my friend who was the one who introduced into the stock market of was a broker, Luis. I had to go because he fell in love with me or was horny, whatever. It got a little bit odd, like, and well, I had to see how these handlings are of values. I was in many meetings of the richest people, and they were playing with us because they were asked us to work for them for free, and I will end up reading profile because they will say, "No, but we don't need you to take notes." I say, "Yeah, but like I don't need to translate." So, because this is in Spanish. uh, so I was the only one who was raised as a top millionaire. So I would teach them some models or modalities, like, and they knew I was broke. So it was not really the I was showing off or needed to, since even though they have their degrees and they were very handsome and young, and they had the old team also, the older, but they were lawyers and just doing the ordinary work. But they wanted to give some extra time, and they had the dream to make a big sale. So more or less, we were all in the same board. They were not as broke, but because they could maintain what they had, but they could give a few weeks to do these mediations. And I would tell them later on, after taking notes, well, this person is lying because he said in this other meeting he has so many millions and he wants many properties, but now he said he this and that. because they lure you that you're going to get so much money, but they are playing with many brokers to see if they find the cheapest building, because for them they want to be in the richest among the richest by having a number of buildings and properties, hotels. So tell them with whom to speak because they have this background and this is why they have more affinity. Um, I would go to meetings of some ministries that was for work, for and I'm very proud to hear how many Spanish have stood against corruption, not just people with the Occupy movement, myself. Um, Never wished for people to lose their jobs, but to be correct, to have a correction there, like you shouldn't do this and that. But they later came after me. Very proud to see a woman with her curly hair, because I cut it. When I cut it, it's all curly. Um, in an executive, Naomi, a Jewish woman, the was organizer of my spiritual mother, gave me a beautiful suit from Banana Republic. So thankfully, I could just go to these meetings. It was beautifully cut. So thanks for whatever I guess is from the education until the last 10 years I had. 10, 12. I have always I never needed to defend myself or prove anything, and for some reason people could know some respect that there is some person who is honest and maybe is joking and distorting your way of thinking, but they could understand immediately that was what it was, as it was said, even after so many they believe. So the majority of Spanish women has curly hair, and I am I am born to love hairstyles, and I love to see women loving themselves with. It's just something about the overall of women in politics. So I have seen so many women talking in the Congreso that have it has changed in this last 10 years. There are many and they're with curly hair. Because I would, the ministry, the one that worked for the Ministry of Energy had so much money, uh, asked me if I was from this party. No, I am not from the left because I have this curly hair. I am not for the right, even though I'm a little more of a, because of my initials, Pepe, Patricia Placencia, and my name. So I'm a little bit of the Pepe, but the conditions right now are not very. Uh, I love the socialist ideas as well, and I would say things like we all have a little communist within. It doesn't mean that it exists as a wall. We need evolution. We need a lot of time to get there with the help of the people, with the help of each other, and becoming small. So yeah, I would tell him I come from the future, and they were all in the executive table, and they were so happy to be in that executive super millionaire, which all the office from all the four in one of the best district, with all the view to Cologne, Plaza Cologne. No, that was his apartment. He invited me to his apartment and showed me his apartment. But I mean, I gave him to deliver a black folder that I had for him. And I said, "Well, I come from the future." And they all stood like they're like 'cause I can joke with him because I am, and it's just a 1 minute joke and then adjusted back just to start the session. Uh, because it was very curly. I mean, and with the suit and that, and I don't wear glasses to see from the distance. So the people, because to be a lady, you have to dress in a certain way and behave in a certain way. If you're from a conservative party, if you are from the right. So there is this style, and then there is this other style. So to have seen a lady from the whatever party it is, all the ladies with curly hair, basically, which is one that also beautiful hair from hair salon style. It's just a thing, you know. It's a thing. Like in Venezuela, you don't like to see every woman with silicone. You know, at least just leave some room to something natural as well. And I like silicone as well. It's just that everyone is a problem here. Venezuela is totally different than Spain. Um, there are different thematics. So I don't know what I wish to do for my children because I've been so many years trying to work to get them back. Uh, so much failures that even the box I sent, it costs so much money, so they get it for Christmas. They stopped it and they returned the Chanel perfume because liquids were not. So they shipped it on the 21st when I had already sent it 10 days ago. So It's hurting to know that they're not having the and how many times their gifts have been returned because so I feel they're just fantasy stories and I feel humiliated. I don't want to be talking on internet. Should take it out immediately. Should just go like block. Put user timeout and hide user on this channel and hide. If I already had taken it out, why I'm still seeing that? So sad. View deleted. Every year I write something with sticks about the spirit of Christmas and I make sticks the ghost of Christmas. I have to restart this computer because I don't find my files. It's like someone has deleted, a hacker has deleted all my files. Or it's just the always intrusion. The action of intruding, he was furious about this intrusion. Uh, it reminds me of all the times that everything has been destroyed and stolen. So my children have been stolen with lies. So it's my work and everything I do every day. So should be grateful that I can cry. It's not humiliation having to ask for a job or money. I guess it's part of life. I really want to stop listening about Megan, and I will have to stop listening about the royals. They are not. It's like I'm not. It's not my system. I'm not. It's like, why do I have to have this dream? My spirit and my psychic and my body and what I have for my children doesn't exist. So this internet and trying to help the internet community for how the media and the news can get information to the news channels from all those who are looking for the clues of these crimes. So he's created a system. I have been tired of seeing how these people steal information to get more views. What are they capable to do? They don't care if they to catch a killer. What they care is to just make noise to bring more viewers. And it will happen again and again, where people that had spent hours to investigate are not being paid. And the dishonor is great, and the disgust and hatefulness is major, because one is an user, one is that's what one is. One is something to be used. One doesn't hold anything, as to say, is worth it or real. So anything you do is to be sucked away, and you don't have any choice but to walk off. So I was taking out all these Christmas wishes, trying to blend with the occasions and to get a little bit of jolly. And I was looking at my board of, and there is nothing. Definition from the reality divorce, my formula for the metaverse, there is nothing there. So probably I don't want to direct people to so they can learn how to role play in real life, because people need to role play in virtual reality and express their toxicities, their hidden traumas. They need to explore all the characteristics ever possible that could exist and never exist in fantasy world, in fiction, science fiction, in epic stories. That's what I want to do. I want to host the underworld of Greek mythology, and teach role players in virtual reality and give my work towards that. I'm not interested in narcissism at all, or empathy. I am interested in character traits and the dynamics of between characters, and to give my work away, which is technological, is works within a system in a website, and I have been operating on that for 19 years, besides investing on it. Um, the speech of the King of England made me cry, so I was grateful I could cry. Just reminding me of all the horrors of 2022 and the departure of the Queen. I woke up thinking of the Queen, and I asked her in my mind, because the presence is great in my imagination, so I need to relate with something I respect. And she just said, keep praying, keep praying. Something. There is something. So, well, this is a box where the traits of the Russians. Where to put away, because I have to put this one in order. I will need an office. I hate this place. I hate this acrylic clothes. I hate this carpet. I hate my closet. I hate the books that are not in the categories. I hate my keyboard. I hate not having my computer that was stolen, my camera that was stolen, my tripod, my children. I hate. I love my life, but this is not my life. So I used to go out and celebrate people and take them pictures, and it was a way of appreciating life. So we were always out in the sunset near the beach, have a walk, and the babies appreciating. I always make pictures before this internet. I want to make people feel, but now that everyone's doing pictures, I mean, so I don't want to be a YouTuber, get money from YouTube. Because what you have to do to get money on YouTube and to keep the people there, because you have to be like just creating content, you would lose your elaboration for what matters most, to see the great picture and the reality of the pattern that is. You have to walk back. You have to walk back and get, get lost in detail. So I really love this kind of hologram that is I don't have the words to talk about it, or the patience anymore, or the energies. So been trying to explain it, but people need to understand. I have role play in many ways, non-stop, in many ways. So it's something that it could never be understood as a politician or a head of power that's giving a position, or is because of its birthright, or is being married, um, or because of what people say. That's the other thing. Problem with multimedia now and people's opinion. So people are afraid as well to have some coherence. And the elders will always support the war because they will support the church and people to keep married because they don't have sexual feelings anymore. They are old and ugly, and they lost the hormones. They don't have the charisma as well, because your body feels sexy when it's younger, and it has more energy as well. It has more uh, curiosity to explore. Your senses are not only intrigued but driven. So all people think to know everything and how the world is and how things work. but they are just repeating the same bullshit because that's how they got that power. And they're afraid of losing that power if they don't keep singing the same song. It was a little sad to see how the King of England copied the King of Spain, and he didn't stand for himself, so it's okay. I didn't get to hear anything about him as a king, and but it's his first speech, so it's okay. It's, there is no problem in his speech at all. But he has a sweet voice that could just trigger you to with all that gentleness, charisma. So well, there we go. Another year of stolen copyrights, intellectual property. Just to say how worth it is. How much are you willing to pay? Give yourself. So to be a symbol is not to hold an aesthetic. It's hard that Camila was not shown. It's hard to see his work is not shown. So whoever is, he maybe is traumatized by all these movements that happen. I don't think it's easier. Well, I think I have to wait for my trial. I won my trial, of course. Waiting for my money to go because I don't want to support anything while there is a war. I don't want to give anything unconditional or for money. Well, they are killing people and manipulating with tenderness, all the powers they can have. So, because it's enough. So it's time to get all this thing out, all this from Russia out. Finish the job. I will keep this one from the Russian trades. Put them away. Keep one. Finish the job. Among role players, we know what we're doing. We don't only role play with cards from the Dungeon and Dragons time. It is not a board of a map and wars. They are also more than just weapons, but they are characteristics and powers and the characters that you represent. So that's a Russian trait to put away from 2020. Just put it away. Unwilling to go abroad. this has to end, this trade. Life is suffering. I mean, unless you are giving yourself willingly with mortificare blessings, yet is I can understand that because it's part of our abuse genetic, and to even to a point of pleasure and ecclesiastic delirium, the flagellation and punishing others. And so there goes an end to this. And I will just keep one from the Russians right behind Russian in purple, and wish them peace and integrity. So, well, this will be interesting. They can see they can talk and learn how to direct with each other and get to learn what is role play. And the West also needs to do that. The king, especially, needs to put his character in role. Uh, and I'm not a director of movies, and I never wanted to be telling people what to do. So, this is what I feel, my opinion, scriptwriter, and I don't operate on a projection level, but on a eighth interactive through all the masters, the science of the arts. And with computers now, we have to to understand what is a multiple interaction, not because of what people believe, but because of your role and your story, not what people want from you because they believe that. So I'm not here to emancipate anyone to so they feel powerful. That's something that each person can do on their own and figure out whom they are, whom they want to be. As a king, all you wish is to be loved, to be honored, to be listened, to be respected. So you are on the stage to provide that which is needed, and for that you really need the love and consideration of others, and that is a role that only oneself can take by its by your own character. So the fear of public opinion has to end, and you cannot put people of your family if you don't put others. So this the lineage is important, but it's the first speech again. So again, it's okay. There is always endless speeches. 2022 is there has not been like a glorifying message of hope for all the qualities that we can do and the talents that have emerged. So to see also Catherine the Fake with the red jacket blocking William in two shots, in two different shots, is like this woman has been the problem of all this Meghan Markle and Harry underneath, feeding this comparative animal. So she's the pretty girl. Um, she has also seduced the King Charles that she is going to help him. She is the angel that is going to save the royal family. It is written in the press as well. They forgot what is the meaning of royalty. And that is an impression that I have when I see the queen, that is something wrong, there is something wrong here. And it's not because she's not there, but it's been always there. Because it's not that the queen talks to me or anything, but it is impression of just feeling her essence, her love for the kingdom, and imagining what she has left. But it's like if she has was drugged and she was not very there. So it is just like her love, and eternal continuum of love that is not to be idolized or has to make a saint, because I don't imagine that she wants to be prayed. It's like keep praying. It's like keep praying. And in that question of what to do, just keep praying, because um, try to understand what is the idea. It's not simple. It's like is a problem there. So the problem is the storyline and the waste of time with all this. Uh, so, uh, and such is life. There is life. There goes life. She could have let her husband do whatever he wanted. Um, she had find herself. It's just the love is not there. It was never there. It was only an image and fraternity, and that's it. Deep inside, there was nothing really. So just a cheering movement, constant. It's funny. That was a generation, the last century. So imagine just standing to it all, just to stand to it all. That takes a lot of honor to stand firm to it all. Wow. I think that she mistreated her son Charles because she was better, the queen. So uh, there was. I remember my mother. I love my mother. She's she's been she's been so good to me, but still she's been always condescending to me, and I could never succeed, even in my mind. I could never succeed because she's part of my mind. She's part of my the uterus I was formed. She's part of how I project everything around me. And as much generosity she's giving me and everything I am is a constant threat that I'm never going to be as her. But she's pushing me down. She's been pushing me down all her life. Even until she lost all her money. Like, oh, yeah, yeah, I do, but it's not really like, no, it's, I don't looking for her attention, but is to have to circulate through a process of what is make believe and what it is, what it is, what it is. All your life thinking to be a king, and I would use all that talent to make a better world with that sweet voice and gentleness. What is beautiful about characters that have age, that they have a beauty of their own that nobody has. They can see each other, the beauty of the wrinkles. They can honor the times they had, and they can. 'Cause you have decades with wrinkles, so you see that beauty. You see all that beauty. You might have wished things to have been different. Maybe things would have been better. No, because the world has changed as well. And families, all families are different as well. So is each king and queen and generation. And it must be wonderful to be supported, and the kingdom is, and the kingdom loves its king. And there is a sense of serenity and welcomeness and protections towards the court and the crown to for what we are. And allies and friends, and even those who are not part of a kingdom and have ideas that are I was saying Greta Thunberg that she said that she is a radical communist, and she's looking worse and worse. Like, I'm like, wow, you're getting worse. No, what is getting worse is she's not interested in a aesthetic or a fashion or art around her, because I think this girl needs to be supported and given a job, and by a person like me who can relate with her. It was funny to see the King and Greta in the year 2018, maybe 19, which is like an antisocial. But like, if she has the rights, she has this idea that is fixed idea, is stick. So as a, I mean, I could have Asperger's as well, and because girls know how to relate more, they don't look to have autism than boys. Mm, maybe not. I can understand her introversion and her just, and well, these little characters who need to be embraced and thought and be listened, and they could change and feel that the planet is being taken care and being noted from those who have more money and power as well. I mean, not only my work that needs to be fed, Like, yeah, having to eat shit so they pay attention. Yeah, you work unconditional. You work because you love us so much and you believe in us so much because it's just working for free. Shit. No, well, I love my work. I love what I do. I risked it and gave it all for it. You do what you gotta do. It was not for you. But this is what I was thinking as I was making my food today. That I have done that with many of my main characters. I entitle myself with the work of others because these are characters that later, of course, they are. It is for the all everyone. It is part of the. I mean, what could you say? A stick stands there, and what can you say? It's part of the system. This river, you die and you cross the river, or you sink down with it, and that's it. You can resist and just go to hell, or let it flow with your open heart and mind, and let it ferryman drive you. By the way, it's funny that they discovered the Charon is like a dwarf planet, not considered a planet, with this in this ring on the year 78. So it's nearly my age. If, oh, I don't know what year I was. I mean, it's this generation, to bring it in a metaphorical essence. The ferryman, who is the god of greed and taxes. He's the god who makes you pay taxes. The tributary system, we'll call it. Ah, I have to turn page. So, turning page. This is for the role playing. Oh, and I should put these ones here. There's so many. Finish the job. Oh, it's not going to fit. Okay, whatever. Just put it there. Yes, it is going to fit. This is meant to be in a hologram for mediators to learn, whatever they are role players. Role players for fun in fantasy. You don't want people to follow a video game. You want them to think and relate. Or I could show it how it moves again from your reality to that which is not real. It is a dream. It is so it has many layers to enter another reality, or as it's starting to become true. So there is the zigzag, which is in role play, is to enter in fusion in a storyline that is working, because there are lows. There are lows, and I'm still begging here. And I'm not gonna make 1,000 letters or try to express myself better. I have been here for a long time already. So I guess just we'll say happy Christmas. This is your gift. You want me to work for you? I work for you. I can give myself to work for you. That's so pretty. Japanese. I don't like to talk about money and salary, and I'm the worst person for. Is the only reason I would have to take medication is to go for a job interview. So is I have the worst interviews with the doctor to get, and the worst with the psychiatrist to get that medication. So it's like it's never going to happen. It's like a part of me doesn't want to. I don't want to be involved with problems that are not mine, and I don't want to give my energy to things that could seem something is not. So it's kind of like, you know, I don't want you to tell you what I don't really like. So I'm not gonna give my energy for this. It's not. It's never going to work. So why should I invest? I cannot even say it because people have to grow up and mature themselves to see it on their own experience. They're not never gonna listen to unless it's convenient. They have to see the profit, right? Or they are in the pedestal, like yeah, yeah, of course, of course. It's all for them, so they will. It's not gonna work because of this very little detail that twists everything away. And so much work. So no matter how much money or power or relations you could have, it's never going to be enough. It's never going to be it. It's not that. That is not the way. Well, one, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. Grow in your own garden for Shane and Alice. Shane, Alice. Just preparing the postcards because this is where I put the postcards for Alice and Shane. That's it. So I cannot say it because it's not the way how things work. I don't deserve to live like this or be treated like this. I don't deserve to give my work for free. I don't deserve to be part of anything that is fake. So in this dying year, death has been a great companion to me lately. For that is my reality. Willing to give for those who can meet that. to the unknown that you can never buy with fakery. So, because it's never gonna work. It's not get never gonna work. It's never gonna work. This is not a deal with the devil. This is to act accordingly with your soul, act accordingly with the entity of the wall and all its realms, to feel the heartbeat with all, to feel your character in your own integrity, in your own role, sovereign. Can't pronounce that. Yeah, I don't want to be a scrunch, like a whip, political problems. So I'm gonna take a lot of effort having to cut with that, which is not mine. It's other people's problems. I don't want them intruding on my dreams. Um, it's I don't get anything from it as well. Not even it's not my thing. My gig is not my anything. It would be easier to just get this deal done, get to know the percentage that is put in my bank account, and I give the job. I give the job. The world is never going to get better with United Nations or organizations. It needs a synchronicity and it needs the people to be part of it as well. It needs the financial system that is international. It needs the local banking. It needs the respect to each nation as it is. It needs to stop abusing, lying, dominating, and making believe with stories because of afraid of the public opinion. The public domain can say whatever. It has nothing to do with authority and the value of leadership, and for all those to learn how to appreciate their own inner authority, to talk with others with respect. There's a lot of role play involved with people, civilians, values, monies, and to understand that each profession also has to deal with all these problems without having to. This is not a world where we need to become intellectuals. I don't. This is not my life to be talking. I want to go and live my life. I want to see my children. I want to be paid for my work. I want to see my work happen. I don't want to talk with riddles and all this scramble of just get few words right. So I don't want to be involved with people who wish peace and but they want victory. They want to keep fighting. I don't want to listen to all the stories. I am not part of this. So that I have put some energy for that. Jesus is a big lie that everyone has followed for power trips. Because talking about Jesus, you would be accepted, and it was a constant obsession because against the empire. For 500 years, they were terrorists. This resonated so much that the Roman Empire had to converse to Christianity because the people were taking over. So it was a political move, and all this family shit, family values, all this gaslight abuse with people, telling a woman, I don't understand. Um, this is why fantasy stories have a big boundary. You have this story that's fantasy story. This is real life, so boundaries should be respected. That some people get inspired and make stories from reality pieces. It's normal. Oh, it isn't closed. I'll just put it somewhere else. It's hard getting paid. It's difficult. But I will never wish to be like Kate the fake, gossiping online against another woman, pretending to be the savior of the kingdom. That is unfortunate story. Poor children. Are they really happy? Are they really happy? Are parents really happy? Are these foster families happy with my children? It's a world of thieves and liars. If you really get to see that is the kingdom, the rule by the power of illusion, make believe. That is good. Beautiful. You don't even show your wife. Because it's paranoid from the media, from what people believe, what the journalists say. That is, the royal is a symbol of family. Doesn't even show his wife for Christmas. Queen. This has been a very traumatic year indeed. Nobody listens to these things because I am a storyteller. So I see all the traits and where it comes from. Why is this being projected in this way and what is happening underneath? Why this is lacking? Why is the character lacking as a king? Because of all these things, right? So it's kind of like you have so many. How many castles do you have? And you don't feel the space for it. It's like, yeah, keep praying, keep praying. I might have to write a letter to the king to drive him crazy. So he starts uh, acting like a king to me, sends me to the dungeons, starts to rule. Symbol, at least symbolically. So symbolically was a metaphor. Oh well, why not? I might scare the monsters away. Who knows? Scare the monsters. Well, um, in storylines is fun, but in reality, there is a lot of work. Um, Technology does help, yet there are no organization, United Nations, who's going to do this, or people online. But everyone who has the capacity to invest into a mansion in a village. That was something that my father always said. Government can't be everywhere. Pe- People, the civilians, have to learn their rights and be responsible for their locality. And the government can't be everywhere fixing everyone's problems. So, yeah, the mansions into villages is not an organization, it's a new type of architecture and a new type of credit. But you have your money from your work, and because it's yours, you are checking on it. It's very different. It's under your responsibility. It's your money. It's your mansion into a village that maybe you only have a room for yourself, and it is the land. But there is an architecture as such because the village needs its water. It can share the internet. It can share certain resources as every place needs a center of control to gather information, or get together to get certain things. So I really like it to the all the shamans, the Native Americans, not just the church. I really love the tribes. I really love to feel the nature. I really love to. I'm radical for green energy. I've always said I will never drive a car until there is green energy and they're electric. I've been saying that in the 90s. And they will look at me like, so, well, I will go to places because they take me, or I have to take an aeroplane. It's no other option. And my sister would drive the pickup Toyota, like, oh, it's gonna be mine because I had that idea. And I would just look back at her like, just drive. Keep the car if you want, you driver. Stay home. You can do all the driving you want. It's funny because she would just go take drugs, party, have friends like if they are things, one here, one later. I would just work, and she got to take all the money. That's incredible. Just because she just pretended to be better. and my mother, and my mother had a fantasy with my sister. He says things I shouldn't say. I don't need to be understood. I know what I mean. So is the Bacchanalia is a time where people get drunken celebrations from the Greek gods, the Roman gods, the original Greek Empire and Roman Empire. Which, by the way, like the Roman Empire was not really there. It was the Greek Empire. But that's how scribons are, and just you make your own story, right? Well, nobody knows how to read, anyways. All right, just gonna say whatever I want. Well, I don't think talking like in Zoom or all these things. It's okay, like just to know you're there and see what you're doing, but to direct and do things on a daily basis and work 24/7 and have all your mind is a machine. this tech incel thing that people are going to learn with tablets. I mean, with tablets, no human interaction. No, no. Everything is a computer. It's like, my God. So, well, I don't like, I don't like to celebrate the god of wine either. It used to be a time where everybody brings their best to celebrate. And well, this is what I got. I'm not going to support the hatred towards Meghan and Harry. And it is not noble cause. It is because of the mediocrity of being with Kate Middleton, that is of Wells. Um, it's been a lesson learned, and the story is something that I have nothing to do with it. One thing is to pro- protect the monarchy and not as a troll or insulting anyone. From day one, everything that I have said online is being perfect because I know that everything can be tracked in the future with the click of a finger. I've been with hackers for a long time, and this is why the rules of cybernetics matter. They don't care because they're moving higher, so they don't care of the trash they're leaving behind with all the rules on internet that need to be uh, come down to earth and get to talk with all these tech giants. This is not just a work for technology. This is a work to bring humanity together. So if you have respect, you talk with me as a person, whoever you are. I will match according to the role of whom you are. I don't know who you are, so I'm talking as I wish, because there's nobody. That's how you talk to hackers. This is not agreeable. Sick of fantasy stories and stories, and I don't want to listen to that anymore. So because it's refreshing and entertaining, and people that have so much freedom can do whatever the fuck they want and fuck it all up. Because everyone is going to bring it on. That's my prayer. So I don't have to follow that. I mean, it's my prayer. It's my prayer. I don't have to follow that. Don't. That's what I say to myself for the my next year. Don't follow that. If you make a work agreement, just don't follow that. Make sure you've been full with many jobs, all of them, all. Just paint. I wanted to have a prayer over my agenda. It was not the imagination of the queen, but I. When sometimes when I just have these ideas and when he's thinking or daydreaming, but I wanted to bring a prayer here in my agenda. I really want to be with my children. I could care less if the world goes to hell, if everyone kills each other. I will be with my character, stick sedna mortificare, in hell, just enjoying the fantasy of welcoming you all, making stories about whom you really are to me. not in a metaphorical world, but really. Uh, I am not Styx, and I play many characters, also characters that are not me. They're supposed to just be characters. So, the Queen of Olympus is a character that I brought to bring back the stories of Hero and take away how they have the man have these male scribens who have destroyed the female statues and changed the story of Hera. That was all. I wanted to talk about bonds with nature and what is the bonds that we have. Not as a goddess of marriage, but a goddess of bonds because she represents the political sphere of what is bonds with nature, coming to be from a Titan goddess to an Olympian goddess, because they created Olympus as a Greek civilization from away from the Titan gods. So Zeus is the man that is the god of creation, and that is already a lot. So in her stories, it was about what is behind the stage of Zeus and how much she loves this man. And in the stories is how she can hide all her doings just to support the show of creation. Of creation. Not a show. Of creation. And for that uh, you have to be as crazy as Zeus in that order of high multiple shift shaping and capacity to understand to walk through many realms. That's how Zeus transforms as well. And through Greek mythology, Hera has the capability to transform, but nobody could see her. Nobody could tell. So in Greek mythology, nobody could tell, but you have to study a lot of mythology to see who is also Hera. You could, they only show the light, of course, the best of whom they are. Um, I really love just to see the influencers making a better world, and that is paid. They are being paid as well. Um, I would love to be honored to be able to talk as a normal person with people that honor my work and be able to tell them how it works for role play and the interaction in the programming. So there's a person that has a very high quality of intuition, and because he's so alone, that also that ability we all have in a way is just is sad. As much talent and goodness and all this can be there, you can see it. I'm not against that of the people celebrating, but it's parallel. It's not. It has nothing to do with my reality. So There are people who are suffering, and this will continue thanks to the fakery. This will continue. You will put all this energy, it's gonna get twisted, it's gonna get lost, it's never gonna get there because of this pattern, no matter how much. So for me, it's very healthy to avoid all this frustration. Avoid all this frustration. So I will have to think how to moderate myself to not be involved. Is also in the role and power of others who understand what they're going to do. The OTAN is going to change its presidency next year. They are going to work towards democracy and helping towards what is democracy, not cannibalism and war. If there is a peace deal to do that. Of course, the European community, the OTAN, America have their. There are many people. You cannot judge one person or two. There are so many people, and accidents is out of control. So, who doesn't want peace? There are many people who want peace, and this cannot be in the hands of children. You cannot give so much power in the hand of children who want. It's hard to be a parent and teach a child how this world is, that they have to mediate, that they cannot be fighting, that you have to share with your sister whatever your sister was first, or your sister is older, things like that. I don't know, because to say the reality is too painful. Look, Putin is older than you. Ukraine has the same psychology than Russia, so you're still under that influence of not knowing how to manage your words, emotions, and values. My problems are still on a idea to keep composed. But in a state of war, in a state of war, I wanted to just feel the cold, to imagine how they're feeling without electricity, but they are minus zero, 20 minus zero. I was like to express with get some word could so they could get it right, because they are in another fakery, and people need to learn how to talk and mediate. So I don't want to be there to teach anyone, because they have to role play it themselves. And people who have roles of power must respect their own hierarchy and the power they have been given for that role to achieve order of the highest kind, because this is a mess. So Putin has to learn as well to talk with his people. Maybe Europe, the OTAN, and the rest of the world can teach the media in Russia, and Putin can teach the media in Russia how to elaborate with multiple stories and accept the bad ones. Because what can we do? Look at what I have to deal with, and I'm not even being paid yet. Dealing with this forever. So, what is the point of loving my children if I cannot be with them? So, sometimes it's like Nobody cares. So where is the authority really? Where is the person that has authority to think for the rest who don't have screws tightened to adjust their just this is not a time of celebration for me. So 2022 has been a year of death, reunion, and to get ready is set. If I can talk about holograms and if how can it be possible to turn a 3D design from a flat screen to hologram that it can work for the same global map for what I believe is that each continent, but not continent like because the Arab world speak Arab. So where you want to put your hands in Africans, then they're Africans, but some are Christian Africans. It's a mess. It's a mess. India, in Asia. So well, or each country has this hologram. I think it's just this map could be just have 5 centers, so people can have the speciality of going to this place, going back and forth that represents the continent. And that's it. On the map can just change from country to country. So they try to do better and continue the work. But I still think that it needs rotation of people to go back and forth to this place where they see this map on each continent. And this map has the same lights that are for all these goals that are basic needs. But Mansions into Villages is not an organization, is a property. And of course, it does need it needs the technology from the financial program of to see how the money goes in a as a an is just to simplify with this program how you see this money going there and how much is being used and being able I can show it when I am there because it links. You just link it. You press and press, and you can see the company where they brought the bricks, and you can see how much the bricks cost in general in the country. So you see there is no corruption there because in construction is where they steal a lot of money and gets lost. So to pay attention to stock and to control that is the major work that anyone can see it, but only those who are in charge can control it. But anyone can report it. Everyone can see it every year and tag and tag and tag and see who's working on what and what and what. That is from the tax money. Also, the tax money that has much to do with how is credit. There is no need to talk over and over again when I only feel more and more frustrated. So I don't want to make anyone laugh. I don't want to make myself anything to bring meaning. I have the sensation that when I see in the news, I can understand there is people who have the power to do as they may, and they have the. I think they understand that they play important roles and they know the timings, and they know who are their supporters. Um, they know what to do better than me and when. So it is better for me to work something that is lighter and don't click on Meghan and Markle. Just to finish with that, um, this is not my life. I'll just try to see how I'm going to recover to get my children back. Um, Allow my work to happen in the best way possible without having to go through this. So I wish I was with my big daughter Debbie as well. I miss her so much. My mother, even my sister. I don't care whatever they want to do, but I know that if I pay them the trip, we would have Christmas. I would never have Christmas again. I didn't like the way they treated my children or what my sister did to get all the money, looking bad at me, treating me bad, looking down at my children, because they were a threat. So she did everything as possible to. So what can you do? What can you do when you've seen that all your life? And my mother would support her to steal. She would be proud. I would say, but where are you stealing from, mom? She has this Hello Kitty and my melody for she will give it for us as a surprise, and when she sees it, she says, "No, I can take it." She would do this thing. She would have this of taking money from the wallet of my mother, and my mother would praise her for that. She would say, "Well, but if you don't do that, you would never have anything." And I'm like, "Well, great. What kind of family? What kind of this?" Um, I have done those things, and I believe that is a lesson to cross over, to not have to pay attention to all the laws. So that would just enter the bus, not pay. But I would do that just to show off with all the kids from the King of Spain. We're just going to the movies, so taking a bus from Princesa to the Gran Via. And they, oh, we are not paying. And I was walking first, and I was like, I don't need to pay. Just walk. It was not a matter of money because I had to. I would save money. It was just like having to bother. Wow. It's because, but that's in a different sense because I'm not good managing money. So it was part of showing off as well, and also part of confessing myself, just saying I didn't pay. It's just like s- s- in those times it was more like condescending, like why should I pay a boss? So uh, many times I get free rides as well in New York as well, and they were now things have changed. So It's good to accept that realities change, at least for those who are not protected with so much fakery and real protection that should be for good. And evil people win, and the devil is supported, and I have to calm down to away from all this because it's hurting my image toward the world, and I need to recover that to be have that and walk through society again. So I need to regenerate myself to walk out, and the 17th I will have a little income, so in January I can do certain things and get to trust again with common sense, in a simple way that is not hurting me, because I am not enlightened or a Buddha, and I have not come here to please anyone. It is good to feel grateful and to please God and humanity, but if you don't feel like you're pleasing yourself, you're not pleasing God enough or humanity enough, you're not pleasing anything. It's not really, it's not Christmas list that you could just do and you're gonna get all these things. You have to remove some things and behaviors to bring room to that to transit, and you will need your mind, body, and soul 24/7, the right people around you. Because when you have a psychosis and a fixed idea, as a psychopath would, it will never stop until the torture is done. My target is done. The stories will keep on. Uh, I have more important right now to be ahead. So that's what role players do. Little attention there, there. But you invest ahead, and people are, whoa, what are you doing? You did this, oh, you did that, oh, yeah. Like, yeah, you've been doing this for 2 years. This other realm, you have been doing. Wow, I didn't know. You have been in the mystery doing other. The destruction has been great in role play as well, and I would love to tell the tech titans how important it is to maneuver and get to sit down to help humanity. Just a few, not many. To feel uh, bonding, friendship. It is a lot of work. It's a tremendous work. And I know what I'm saying is the only true. It's not just the world truth, but to understand the multiple problems and how is this work going to be shared, because this is not about Apple or Macintosh or Facebook or Twitter or which company is going to beat up the other one. and whatever company, TikTok, China from China, and later on this could be shared with some other companies, but there is a very see-through. It's not see-through. It's plain clear, and government has much to do with that, and people's independence for their own work, industry, talk and walk, mansion into village. This is this is not just it's all interconnected. No, people are not gonna be all their face all the time in the phones. They're gonna be wanting to do things to report it and have a good work done, not just having fun without the phone, which by the way should be illegal. It took me 2 years to say I will never go dance there in New York until the phone is illegal to use in the dance floor. Otherwise, I will never go. I mean, that place the best dancing place in the city of Manhattan. So to be in the cover of the magazine as the best. So well, never thank me because they always think it's about them, not about undercover dancer. So yeah, my ungratefulness is great. There is talent there in the air. People will keep doing their own things and being creative. To keep praying. Imagine. I don't want to be reading about books of countries, uh, reading loud. 12 countries. I'm not interested in 12 countries. Maybe Pakistan, Venezuela. It's a concept, but the borders of immigration need all the support there to 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 host, and in whole Africa and South American parts like Afghanistan, where they also come, these other parts in Syria, they all want to come. So Manchester to village cannot be given to organizations because the problem with organizations, they want to help. And listening to me, people will do whatever they want. So there's no order until the tech titans don't get together, until I'm not being paid. It is very sad. I would love to talk about the map of the globe. It's like I just want to be listened through the internet, and it's going to take forever. It's so sad that I have to just close my eyes and listen to the rain. Be grateful for that. Be grateful that I have a life that I don't want it. I don't want pictures. My kids. I want my kids human right. I don't want to be the person I am. Not anymore, not even for world peace. All die. They don't deserve a single view of my energy, and I wish for the world to never see this war ever again. Because They are so egocentric about being in the media with this war as well. Uh, and they're getting money for that. So people who have values are not being accountable. So intelligent woman should never exist because it is torture. It's just only suffering, pain, and disgracefulness, disgust, and hatefulness. At the end, only hatefulness. Just to be alone is a miracle. I don't want my energy to be taken or my work. I am not open source. I am mediating for my work to be honored and have a space where I can talk about it because it's not giving wholly. It's not giving in its entirety. All my work is not for free. It is not because you deserve it, because you are so special or handsome or attractive or you're a king or you are whatever or for whatever you do. No, it is my work. Um, it needs to have a space to talk and be listened because first of all I cannot express very well what it is, how it works. So I have to be questioned to explain it better. And besides, I'm dyslexic and I put my mind to write well and straight. Given the power, I won't. So I need to explain this in a reasonable way, and I need to be questioned. How is this? How this works? So that's all I need. A space to meet and have a formal conversation and show how it works. It is not for free, and I am not going to give my name, my credit, and my royalty, my percentage of my work to anyone. Mm, It's not going to be stolen by any no one. You can name any reason. It doesn't matter who people are. This is my work. And I don't care if it has to be mediated to 0.3% or 3%. If I want 7%, doesn't matter. I want my royalty and I want that is mine because of this is what I have given. It's my formula. All this and all these people have done all this because it's going to be so rooted. There's never going to need to be destroyed, to be rebuilt. I don't want anyone to change my story, my formula. Mm, At least so my children know my children and my mother all my work, and I have nothing to give them but an illusion. We have time. I cannot even write them that I miss them. They say, I save your letters. You cannot say to them that you miss them. So they give drugs to my son because they stop my gifts to see them because he feels very bad when he would see me or get my gifts. So that was my agenda for, so he knows. And Alice knows that we have time, that we have something in between that is time. My mother as well, to know she is well. All this Christmas that she gave to us. Every day that she's been so generous. She has so much love. It was endless. That's why I burned myself thinking that I was endless too, that I had uh, infinite love that comes to an end. There is nothing. Just the same destruction and thievery over and over again. An illusion and gaslight and misery and lack of real love. Of real objectivity makes things faster. Another one, artificial intelligence to work for you so you can generate money. Artificial intelligence is going to make money for you. It's going to be the end of human intelligence. People are, as stupid people can be, they're going to be more stupid because they're not going to be able to face their challenges, their real problems. The real problems. I am facing my problems every day. So I must do something to moderate myself and change my settings to do it better, the best way possible. Mediating has many ways, and by force, horror and wars and destructions, and pretending to be nice with baby Jesus is not my thing. So think about it. Think about it every second. If I'm gonna click on that, if I'm gonna put my energy on that and value my time, because might want to be paid to make a dream, but they're gonna change my story, take my name out, insult me, compare me with others, triangulate me, twist and shake, look for more problems, promote their business or organization or to whatever political belief they think they belong to, pay their food, prostitutes. I worked getting a lot of prostitutions out and tricks. 'Cause that is my antithesis because I had a method. I thought I was the work is that one drop of white paint is going to get dark in that bottle of dark ink. There are so many people, and I'm not good enough. I'm not the ocean itself. Tantra teaches that to be a drop in the ocean, but this is about losing your essence and being taken by other entities and consequences away from your awareness. So I want my 2023 to be sacred, that's for sure. And have peace and be with people who want peacefulness and know what they're doing. Takes totality to do something. A lot of yourself to go beyond yourself. You need all of yourself. So yeah, I don't want to be singing the same song over and over because there is no audience to. It's like my stories could be used for other things, nothing to do with me. Like I don't want Meghan Markle in my dream. I don't want to think about this. This is not my. This is what is not Harry, not the royal family, no Kate, no like I don't want to like Kate. Like well, I don't want to give you energy, man. Like find your own energy resource. Like I don't want dreams of any sort. So it's I don't want to click on internet. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see anything about war. I do love crime and death. So it might always intrigue me to see serial killers and all these murders and how they think and what drove them to that. So it seemed these four kids, they were the two of the girls were bullying. One especially was bullying a girl she used to live with, and she killed herself because she was bullied and it's online. So, and it's just a few months ago this year, this girl killed herself because she was bullied. So that's quite shocking to see that these beautiful kids that were murdered and look like angels, you know. I don't know. I don't need to know the truth. What it intrigues me is how much it takes for someone to freak out, lose control, take over. That's calling. Just to catch that moment of, yeah, I can understand. Even the police would let you free, knowing they kill your daughter with bullying and pretending to be better. Even the police would let you free. I think it must be liberating to kill someone who has killed your family member or people. I never had that energy for the murder of my father as such, but I know that energy as in the Wild West, of murder in my blood. Like, don't mess with me, 'cause you could pay for it. Because they murder my father, so that's your hallmark. It's a beautiful meaning, but hallmark is. I mean, that really hooks me. That really hooks me in. Turn dreams into reality. It was a miserable laughter, but well, I don't want to talk to strangers. Everyone can learn through their own experience and human interaction. It will be a joy to see them growing by masses and to see those leaders who made this happen. It was easier than what they thought it could be because they got together. They saw how simple it was and possible to match, not to destroy what they did, but to give me some space to talk as a person with not with riddles and some pieces here and there to be listened. What is can only get better with the professionals. Well, be nice to keep praying, and we have to share the same globe for the things we need, and everyone has to have this map so it can be easier to control the industry that is destroying the Amazons to make palm oil, is destroying everywhere, for wood, for newspapers, for magazines. All this should end. So there's a lot of work. So this is a map. This is the need and collaboration of the people, and it has to be systematically noted for everyone in the world to have simultaneously, because it cannot be that the information that I have from McDonald's taking so long and is still a fakery. So there's a lot of obstruction with all this fakery and all these people, and so um, It's not just a financial system where people have responsibility over their money and property so they can control it better. It also needs the human interaction and how we can moderate each other. So if you do not trust me to see it, to see it through me, then you just want to be a storyteller. I don't want to talk about my money, how much salary, and these things because I am not good for job interviews. I just want my percentage, what is enough to have a stable until I have my babies, my children. They were babies when they were taken, and now they're teenagers. It's a person that works, that has, when it's fruition from it, I can have the percentage. I don't want it now because I want my percentage for the spiritual community so they can host, help not just the Catholic Church and the nuns and priests. I've always uh, I always wanted to show my first daughter Devi all the temples of the world and show her the different religions that they are. And I promised her that so she could choose her religion fully, even though she reads the Bible and she likes that and everything that is esoteric. It's good to follow one, be devoted, and surrender to one. Uh, I had one spiritual master, and that was good enough. I don't need another one. That's it. That was Osho. I thank the priests and nuns and their stories, their time, and everyone who shares this psychology or way of being as a good Christian who still has the dream of making a better world. It's no other delusion. Be in the hand of God. That's narcissism. Be in the hand of God to make a better world. Why not? Just yeah, this one was another one to consider. Well, so when you are role playing, you have this movement that zigzags. So it would be like consider, acknowledge, respect, getting closer to that reality. So it's a zigzag in the role play, and you're moving and there are elements and all this, not just what you're talking. So that's I have so much to give. It looks like I am talking crazy things or trying to sell something out that doesn't exist because I didn't say it. There is so much of my work. The You would feel ashamed knowing it took you so long, but very soon you have all the success that no one ever had and be triumphant among yours. So, well, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad. Um, for my kids to know that they're loved, whatever their gift is in the way. With the wise kings. I think it's gonna be depressing to be talking in the computer, and and I will click in the news because it's like an impulse that is there. So I have to then not see the news. I have to not see the news, and I have to rewire all my brain. So praying, probably I will have to adjust the to see the British Parliament that is more elegant and graceful. Um, Edgy Tudor, just to listen to all his work, not when he's talking about Meghan or Harry's wife. I appreciate the good humor. Sometimes it's not funny because it's insulting me as well. I feel insulted as a woman or a person who is not perfect, or just so much bullying, mockery is not funny. It's a disgrace that there is nobody around to create something better with the potential that it has to, with all this talent to. But I guess it's just a storyteller with great potential. These things are not, they're not, it's not the way. uh, if I could feel every second of my life is precious without having to look at my roommates, without having to complain again. If I can dare to go out and work and keep the work without being afraid of so much atrocities and lies and make believes. Because we have to be fake to survive, to make believe that everything is okay. I don't want to be talking about this because I don't like myself on where things are going, and I don't want to be part of disputes. I don't want to be part of making more problems. I don't want to be part of problems when all I have is my work and my life to give. So I was aware that problems would come, because that's what you get when you have solutions. They want to bring you more problems. It's not. This deal is not through poetry or fantasy stories or art or expressing oneself. So can't believe it's taking so long. So much has been taken from me, but nothing is really being made. Cause I won't giving till I am respected. My work is given then.